Could we be on the brink of witnessing Bitcoin reach a staggering $100,000 by early 2024?
It's entirely possible. Expert guests such as George Tung are sharing their invaluable insights in this video.
And the best part? We thoroughly break down all the key points so you won't miss a thing.
Find out how cryptocurrency regulations could significantly affect your investments.
Welcome to Financial Insights in Minutes, your go-to source for up-to-date analysis on cryptocurrency investing.
And stay with us as we dive into Microsoft's potential acquisition of Bitcoin.
Prepare for an enlightening journey that will keep you well-informed in the ever-evolving world of cryptocurrency. Today, we are delving into the impactful IOSCO report on cryptocurrency and its potential ramifications.
Absolutely. This report is pivotal as it highlights how regulators are turning their attention to cryptocurrency assets.
Now let's dissect the central thesis. What is IOSCO really implying?
They assert that while retail interest is booming, educating investors about risks is critical to their protection.
What an intricate balance to maintain. How do they intend to educate without frightening investors?
That's the tricky part. It leans more toward indoctrination over genuine education.
Fascinating statistics. What percentage of retail investors are engaging with cryptocurrencies?
The report indicates that 6 to 10% of surveyed individuals have invested in cryptocurrency, even amidst market volatility.
What factors are causing hesitation among these investors?
Lack of understanding, fear of risks, and previous scams rank high on the list.
What are the desires of these surveyed investors?
An overwhelming 80% believe more education on cryptocurrency is crucial.
How is social media influencing retail investors?
It's a double-edged sword. While it provides information, it can also mislead with excessive hype.
So what does the future hold?
Expect retail participation to ramp up as the market thrives, driven by low barriers to entry.
In closing, what should viewers take away from this?
Remain watchful. Although interest is surging, education will be vital to successfully navigating impending market fluctuations.
Join us as George Tung investigates the future of Bitcoin. Are we witnessing a potential rise to the coveted $100,000 milestone?
For sure, Bitcoin has experienced some notable shifts lately, and there's plenty to explore regarding market indicators.
So, what is George's primary thesis about Bitcoin's trajectory?
He maintains that momentum is gathering steam, showcasing a mix of tech giants contemplating Bitcoin investments alongside analysts projecting optimistic forecasts.
What kind of historical context backs this bullish sentiment?
Institutional investors and miners typically accumulate Bitcoin during price dips, pointing towards a long-term positive forecast.
George points to heightened institutional interest. What companies are mentioned?
Microsoft is set to vote on a proposal to invest in Bitcoin, potentially indicating a significant shift.
How do Bitcoin whales influence this scenario?
Whales have been aggressively accumulating Bitcoin, which suggests an expectation for price appreciation.
What are analysts predicting for February?
Many anticipate Bitcoin hitting $100,000 by then, utilizing historical growth averages.
What is retail investor sentiment like?
Interestingly, there's a noticeable decline in retail participation, with whales taking command.
How is the broader economic landscape impacting Bitcoin?
Rising inflation is prompting companies to view Bitcoin as a hedging option.
What are the forecasts for Bitcoin's pricing?
Predictions point towards $100,000 by February, with possibilities for an upward surge.
And what about post-February analysis?
By 2025, corporate investments in Bitcoin are expected to grow significantly.
As we conclude, what essential takeaway should viewers glean from George's analysis?
Stay alert and be mindful of shifting dynamics in Bitcoin's landscape. Opportunities are abundant for the prepared.
In today's crypto news, we discuss the implications of Gary Gensler's recent statements on Bitcoin and the firestorm surrounding Saylor.
It's a jam-packed episode. Let's dive right in.
What are the central themes of today's discussion?
We're addressing the crucial need for fair regulation within the crypto industry, particularly in light of Gensler's comments and Saylor's provocative stance.
Gensler's fluctuating regulatory stance sparked major discussions.
Exactly. He seems to dismiss widespread calls for updated regulations.
Saylor's recent podcast comments attracted significant backlash from Bitcoin advocates.
His views on custody as a security risk were particularly controversial.
What does Ripple's CEO say about upcoming regulations?
He expresses optimism about new regulations being introduced soon.
As Bitcoin captures market share from gold, how is consumer sentiment shifting?
Indeed, it's a significant transformation. Bitcoin is increasingly regarded as a viable store of value.
Looking towards the future, what are the prospects for crypto regulations?
There's an optimistic outlook for more structured regulations regarding stablecoins in the near future.
Could Bitcoin further eclipse gold?
Absolutely. With more interest in ETFs, Bitcoin is positioned to capture a larger market segment.
What should viewers keep in mind?
The crypto landscape is rapidly evolving. Staying informed and adaptable is key.
Agreed. The speculative nature of crypto investments demands careful consideration. In today's session, we explore the news that Microsoft may soon add Bitcoin to its balance sheet, an extraordinary consideration.
Undoubtedly, this decision could have monumental implications, and we'll analyze its impact on Bitcoin and the broader market.
So what's driving Microsoft's proposal regarding Bitcoin?
It's largely in response to ongoing inflationary pressures, where Bitcoin may provide a key store of value.
However, it seems the board is skeptical about this strategy, correct?
Indeed, the management feels they are already adequately assessing various assets without needing Bitcoin.
Let's dissect what this shareholder vote signifies for Microsoft.
The vote is imminent, but the underlying inflationary concerns render this proposal intriguing.
How does inflation tie into Bitcoin's appeal for corporations?
As inflation rises, assets like Bitcoin gain traction as a hedge, encouraging more companies to reevaluate their balance sheets.
Have there been any notable market responses since the news broke?
Yes, Bitcoin's price saw a slight increase, highlighting market optimism despite the board's hesitance.
How might this influence other corporations moving forward?
There's potential for a trend where more major firms begin considering cryptocurrency as a viable asset class.
What predictions can we make regarding Bitcoin's performance following Microsoft's actions?
Should the proposal proceed, we could witness a ripple effect, with other corporations reassessing their investment strategies.
To summarize, what's the key takeaway for our audience?
Be cautious yet optimistic. Bitcoin's growing presence in corporate portfolios indicates a significant shift in investment tactics.
Today, we're exploring astonishing news from Lark Davis. Microsoft could soon vote on adding Bitcoin as a strategic asset.
Exactly. The world's third largest company is contemplating investing in Bitcoin, which could radically shift the market.
What are the stakes associated with Microsoft's vote on Bitcoin?
Should Microsoft commit to this, it would prompt other cash-rich firms to follow suit, creating a monumental shift.
You bet. Just imagine the ripple effects on tech giants like Apple or Amazon. Let's discuss the importance of Microsoft's forthcoming vote.
This decision isn't just about Microsoft. It has the potential to redefine corporate investment strategies.
Interesting. What impact does BlackRock's 7.5% stake have on this matter?
Absolutely. They could leverage their influence to advocate for Bitcoin adoption.
How are other tech giants preparing for similar moves?
Major companies like Apple and Google hold significant cash reserves. Investing in Bitcoin could prove pivotal.
What is the market's expected reaction to this revelation?
We could witness a price rally as investor confidence grows.
Now on to Solana. What's the latest there?
Solana is currently gaining momentum, showing promise with its recent performance.
What transpires if Microsoft votes in favor?
It could prompt a surge of companies exploring Bitcoin as a reserve asset.
What about Solana's trajectory?
Its growth trajectory appears bright, especially with the increasing number of active users.
As we conclude, what key takeaway should we remember?
Corporations need to reassess their cash strategies. It's a transformative moment.
Absolutely. And it's not all about Bitcoin. Solana's rise is equally noteworthy. What a captivating discussion we've just had about the future of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies.
Absolutely. George Tung certainly believes we're on a fast track to that $100,000 mark for Bitcoin.
That's right. But then we have Michael Saylor, who reminds us not to overlook the vital concerns surrounding custody risks.
And I find it fascinating how Lark Davis and Rand Neuner both highlighted Microsoft's potential Bitcoin investment as a game changer for market dynamics.
Indeed, they reflect a growing institutional confidence that can lead to greater market stability.
However, Gary Gensler's insights on regulatory hurdles show that there's still a long road ahead for crypto acceptance.
What a complex but exciting landscape for investors. If you've enjoyed these insights, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
By subscribing, you'll keep yourself updated with the latest trends in crypto and investment strategies.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out other valuable content on our channel.
We'll see you next time for more financial insights.